And I'm eaten alive. Being eaten alive. Oh, God. What's going on, everybody? In today's video, I want to talk to you about a subject that a lot of you have been asking me to do a video on, and that's how I care for my succulents. Now, let me hasten to say that I am in no way, shape, or form a succulent connoisseur or expert. I just love them. They're beautiful. I mean, look at the array and selection that I have going on here. So, I want to talk to you about a couple of things. Watering, light requirements, fertilization, and pretty much the best succulents to start with for beginners. Alright, so I have killed a ton of succulents. A ton. So, believe me when I say to look out for these for beginners. They are the best beginner succulents in my opinion because I've had the most luck with them. First and foremost is this jade plant. Now, this specific jade plant is the longest, or one of the longest lived succulents that I have. I just pulled it out of my, I need to stake it. I just pulled it out of my rock garden back there. Now, I bought this succulent last year, and it died, or so I thought. It defoliated, it lost all of its leaves, and I was cleaning house. And last winter I threw this plant in the garage and forgot about it. I actually threw it in the death pile because I thought it was dead. And for about 2 or 3 months during the winter it was outside, just in no soil, just in a pile of dirt. Well, it wasn't a pile of dirt, it was in a pile of trash. And one day I was getting ready to take my trash out and I saw that this thing had a pretty nice form and shape, and I was starting my rock garden. I just don't want it to fall out. I was starting my rock garden and I needed something that was tall and vertical and had a little bit of architectural interest. I said instead of throwing this away, I would just stick it in the middle of the container and see how it did. As far as vertical interest and architectural interest is concerned. And I came out a couple days later and it started to leaf out, and I was ridiculously shocked, and it's grown leaps and bounds this year and has started to push out a couple new branches. This is one of the easiest beginner plants because you can chop this up and root it and stick it into an arrangement and it'll just take off. It grows like a weed. It's really easy to care for. I've got another form of jade plant. This one is Crassula ovata. And again, this is a really easy plant to take care of. Succulents don't need a lot of water. They do need bright light. If you're growing them indoors, they need the brightest light that you can provide for them. Succulents need well-draining soil. Now, you can use regular potting soil, but I would only do that if you are intermediate to an expert in growing succulents. I am just now experimenting with that this year, and I'm having good luck with it so far. If you have only regular potting mix and you can't find a cactus and succulent specific mix, what you can do is amend your regular potting soil with perlite or sand, a coarse sand, to provide more drainage. That's the key thing with succulents. They need drainage. Not a lot of water, but they need very, very good drainage. The reason why you don't want to water succulents too heavily is because their leaves store the water. So if you look at this Crassula ovata, it's very plump, it's very thick. That's because they store water in their leaves. So it's very easy to tell when a succulent needs water because the leaves will start to pucker and look kind of wrinkly. Then you know to give it some water. If you feel it, or if you look at it and it looks plump and healthy, don't water. If you stick your hand on top of the soil and it feels damp, don't water. If you pop the plant out of its pot and it looks the soil looks damp, don't water. You only want to water when the soil is bone dry. And pretty much that's it. So I've got some things like aeoniums. This is an aeonium black rose, or aeonium zorkop, I think is another name for it. Again, this is a plant for a more experienced succulent keeper. I'm experimenting with it for the first time. Aloes are another really good succulent for beginners. This is an aloe hybrid called Firebird. This is another form of aloe called Aloe Clearis. I think this is a climbing aloe. Another really good one for beginners. I've also got, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a cactus down here, good for beginners. I have a Crassula watch chain down here, good for beginners. As long as you know what you're doing, you take your time, you're cautious, and you're thoughtful about your approach to your succulents, they're really easy to take care of. They're absolutely gorgeous plants. They're fun, they're easy, and I would give it a shot. So I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. I'll try to show you it the best I can, but this is the succulent arrangement that I put together in a video, I think almost about a month ago. And you can see that it's still doing quite well. Some of the plants, especially the Kalanchoe that's in the middle there, it's beautifully sun stressed, it's nice and red. The sedums here are beautifully sun stressed. They're absolutely gorgeous. None of the succulents are reaching, none of them are stretching, because they're getting proper lighting. So the last thing I want to talk about is never throw away your succulents unless they're really dead. This, I think, is some type of Sansevieria or aloe. I'm not sure, but it came just resting in another plant that I got, and it's actually suffering from root rot. It has a very horrible stench, and you can see at the end there, hopefully you can see at the end there, it's kind of rotten. So all I'm gonna do is cut off the end until I don't see any more rot, and then I'm just gonna stick it in the soil and it should root in. I hope I haven't left out any of my important steps or care, instructions in this video. If you're watching this video and I left out a care tip that is important, please comment down below and let me know so that we can all share and learn from each other. Again, succulents are really easy to take care of. Just look out for some of the common ones that I went over in this video that are easy for beginners, and give it a shot. But just remember to keep in mind a couple of key things. Low water, bright light, and have fun. Give them the least amount of water that is absolutely necessary to get them by. Give them the brightest light that you can if you're growing them indoors. Outdoors is a completely different animal. And again, just have fun. Don't stress over it. The more you stress over your succulents is the more disaster you'll have. Again, thanks for watching the video, guys. I am really ecstatic that the numbers are being boosted. Please keep sharing, liking, watching, commenting, and subscribing, and we'll get this channel grown to infinity and beyond. Take care, guys. God bless. Remember, in all things give thanks, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.